Ryder here, doing a quick little live stream. As you can tell, we're in the heated offices right now, and we have a guest with us today, a new member to the team. This is our movie writer. He is the guest sometimes edition from our trade show team. This is AJ. AJ, go
Hey
ahead and tell
guys.
people about yourself.
So I on the trade show team, so I go over to the conventions and I pretty much do the stock and answer questions you guys have. Usually it's always gonna be where's the rider stuff? And I have to give you the sad answer. Hopefully that will change.
And what is what's your favorite writer? What's your background with Kamen Rider before we get into 01?
All right, so background. Definitely it I would say I started on Kuga, but that was, I was younger back in Japan, so I want to say officially it's on Double, and he's still like my favorite. Definitely brings a lot of emotion to me, but I've been with like Kamen Rider since I was a child, so very familiar with them.
Nice. All right. Well, let's get into the meat and potatoes for today. As you guys know, some delays are happening for 01 due to the whole coronavirus thing, which is sad face.
Dang.
And starting next week, the episode will be a recap. So we figured now will be a really good time for us to just talk about their journey so far. So like I usually like to do on these things, Ken, I'm going to start with you.
It feels like we mismatched so many different like sci-fi tropes, a bunch of themes into like this wonderful harmony of superhero goodness. It's considering like how we were super hyped about it when we initially saw the pictures to like just where we are now. It's been a crazy ride. It's been super awesome, and I can't wait for the next episode. In all honesty.
Right. Okay. Steve.
So for me, I kind of enjoyed the much different transformation styles. I didn't mind like the old school pause for the katakana and kanji to stream across as the attack went. I kind of liked that, having a bit of a break and getting back to the old touch there versus a lot better cleaned up CG. Like just seeing that nice little contrast of here's a touch of the old with some nice fresh look in the new, the slim down suits that are a little bit more binded up instead of like crazy stuff flying off the shoulders and everything. Really, like visually at the start, I was like, oh, this is really nice. I like the classic mixed with the new. And at first I was like, man, Aruto's kind of annoying and a bit of a twerp. Izu's great. And as the story evolved, I was like, all right, he's a bit less of a twerp, still has his goofiness, and they kind of like filled him out to be like a well-rounded character. So more and more, not just like the 01 side, but Aruto himself is great. I'm enjoying the story and how he's kind of like had his moment of, no, I want us to be able to interact with the human gears together. We have this wonderful world that we will share with them, and they have dreams too. And it's nice that they're touching on like some of the big lofty sci-fi elements of what is true AI and independent thought, and as it reflects humanity back at you from a synthetic origin. But it doesn't go too deep that I don't think kids are getting lost. And certainly me, who just wants to armchair back and laugh and have a good time, I'm enjoying the tiny little touch of philosophy, even though he's arguing it from a childlike perspective. But to me it works, and it works really well, especially with the current focus of the story being on the Jin and what's the other guy? Hirobi trying to decide, like, do I become the will of the arc or do I have my own will, and what does that look like? And I love how it's wound up to that point and that friction point with them, and you still got Guy being that annoying prick in the background.
Yeah, no,
I love him as a villain, man. He's so much fun.
Right. I do like how basically, it's the whole thought process of, you said you didn't want to be a tool of humanity, but now you're a tool of the arc. So
true.
What's changed? But and then to your point about the CGI, last episode, that fight kind of like in the air and all that jump, it was really good.
The Geigers and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm anytime there's a giant robot, like, I'm in. So
Me too. That was really nice.
So, Anthony, what are your thoughts on 01 so far?
I agree with what Steve was saying. They've been bringing back a lot of the old, and then turning it to some more modern style. I mean, it definitely showed in the 01 ZO movie with Rocky Hopper. Um, the CGI has definitely improved since way back in the day. Obviously with Kuga, um, and the I think the one thing I really love too with this season is the fact that they're bringing in a lot more villains, and not just your average monster freak show villain, but common rider villains. So you have Jin, you have Hirobi, and you have some. Well, Jin also would be well, like what, an anti-hero, anti-villain. But
Definitely.
Jin, Hirobi, you have you got Guy, Thouser. So there's a lot more villains, whereas previous series there wouldn't be as many.
Right.
But
And so many belts.
and so many
yeah,
belts,
definitely
so many
so many
transformations,
belts.
We have, what,
so many
6?
drivers, so many progress keys, so many gimmicks for the season. It's really awesome, and I love how each gimmick has a unique style to it. Because I know, like for me, I love the Shot Riser more than like the 01 driver. So
Okay. Now for our movie writer, what do you think about it so far?
Everyone's
He's
made great
so
points.
cool.
Everyone's
so
made
cool.
Oh, I will say this too. The one thing that I really loved about the series, and this happened at the press release conference back in what was it
September.
last? So it was
September,
September,
August,
September, something like that,
Yeah.
right?
something like that.
I mean, I love the Sue, I love the actor, I love the idea of the or the backstory for the Kamen Rider, but the one thing that made it so unique for me was the one-liner when the transformation finished.
Oh,
Jump to the sky, turn to a rider kick.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
I thought that was the most awesome thing of all time.
right, right.
It's so
That
unique
was great.
for the season.
I think a lot of people like really dig that. They were just like, oh, English, that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I'll take anything English.
Yeah. No, like it's been an awesome ride. Like for me, like this is my first week to week rider experience. Like, like not binging. I caught up. I think around episode like 9 or 10 is when I got into rider, and it's been really cool. And I understand that pain now of being left on a cliffhanger. I'm not used to that for Kamen Rider. We should just be able to just go to the next episode. And so it's been cool. But my favorite character so far is definitely Vulcan.
Vulcan for sure.
That
really
man, he does what he wants, when he wants, and how he wants it. And his reasoning is so perfect. Like when he saw the assault key, he's like, it's got a wolf on it. It's mine. And I'm like, you can't argue with that. It's his key. Like he's been a favorite character of mine, and I like how this is definitely a step up in terms of production value on the shows as well. Like it looks really good, and the movie was even better. So I'm looking. I can't wait to see what the next writer is going to have.
Oh my goodness.
So definitely, but so far,
I mean,
good.
You totally skipped over AJ's thoughts.
Oh no.
Well, I know I asked for AJ's thoughts, and then you all.
I mean,
like everyone said great points. Like everything is like exactly what I feel about it. The product itself is definitely what hooked me. Is like, how are you guys making more product? And it's so good looking, and you're like, I just gotta have it. And I think 01's really good with it. Like as far as the gimmicks go, like the other ones, like previous series, like Zio, we only had essentially just 2 belts. But this one, we've had how many belts do we have? Like 5.
Infinity belts.
Oh no!
4 regular ones, and the rest were the Bandai releases.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot
Definitely
of them.
Way too many. in a good way. And
there's never enough belts. There's never enough belts.
We got to save our money for the next rider.
No, I'll just make more money. But yeah, no, I really enjoyed the ride so far. Now, as you guys know, Fuwa, my favorite character. But for you guys, who are your favorite characters from 01?
It's Fuwa. I'm on that train with you.
Nice.
Yeah, especially after this week's episode,
Great.
like solidified even more with this episode.
Ken?
It has to be Izu for number one. And I'd say, yeah, because all of her interactions and how like she's just developed since the first episode, it's dangerous in the sense that they're aware. It's both scary and hilarious at the same time. So it'd be very interesting to see like what would happen next. But yeah, just like how they develop her character, everybody else's character, it's really awesome. I'd say with Fua's hype, he's definitely a close second, and I've actually enjoyed how Aruto's grown within the series, from just starting from the ground up, seeing what it's like at the high point, and trying to build everything again from the ground up his way.
Right. Okay. Steve?
I'm gonna go with Yaiba as my favorite.
Nice.
Especially when the scene with Vulcan laying there in the hospital and his whole backstory coming to light.
Yeah.
When Naki like puts him down with his goofy humor, the look on Yaiba's face, because she's been all like sad, serious, and like downtrodden, and then she has that moment where she perks up, and just with the side of her face has like that half smile and the eyebrow comes up. I was like, the actress does such a good job at like doing subtle shifts in and out of whatever her mood's supposed to stay as, and I've just really enjoyed it. The scenes for her have been memorable because she's so good at that. And I like how when it comes time for her to, have the tough moment, she sells it. Like, I believe she can actually beat somebody down, even though, this is all acting, it's all fictional, but it's a strong female lead is not an easy thing. And it's really hard typically for actresses to convey that and have you believe it. And I think the actress is doing a fantastic job. So she's my top character, especially with the Jackal. Oh, I love the Jackal.
Oh, Jackal's amazing. Also,
Yeah.
her article of clothing, like she changed it within this new episode. So I'm hoping like we get, rather than her business attire, we'll just get more different clothing on. Like I feel like that's always a personality thing for me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it's nice
Definitely.
to see.
Well, she's unemployed now, so I mean, like, she's gone. So
She's gonna be running around in sweatpants.
she's broke. All right, she's broke. It's a joke right now. Anthony, how about you?
Well, for sure, it would have to be Fua. I love those characters. The never give up attitude characters. Super hype. Every time he's on screen, his transformations have been, I feel, been the best out of the bunch. But I do have a soft spot for Guy, just because I love how he has that Napoleon complex, that God complex.
Right.
I'm better than everybody. Nobody's better than me. But then, episode after episode, he'd get beat up, and he would come back and get beat up again. So hopefully he has his day in the sunlight. But
And I love
later
how
on,
his driver just goes, presented by Zaya.
it's the best. It's the greatest.
Like he's definitely got the arrogance.
One thing I really love about Guy is after he gets his butt kicked, instead of having like the over the top, like rambling and screaming at everybody, he has his moment of like venting, and then he's like, I'll be back. I'll be back. And I like how they've balanced him, that he's not too like over the top. Because that was one of the things I loved about Evolt, is even the times when they would beat him up towards the end and he'd be like, I'll be back, and I will. And I like when they can balance it and not make it too like over the top, too crazy. But Guy's had some really funny like screeching moments, but then he always has like a good quip that he ends on before he turns tail. And I really enjoy that the writers have done that, and the actor does a great job at selling it. Because then the next episode, you see him all pristine, cleaned, and white again. And you're like, I just want them to beat him up.
Right, definitely. But yeah, like I do like how the show is going into the concept of you can't just create these beings that kind of have attained sentience and then turn it off.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of a jerk move, but like it's like I'm sad that no one listens to Naruto so far in terms of the general public within the world, but it's like people say, oh, like they're evil and they go out of control, and they're like, Yeah, who did they learn that from? You know, like anything bad they're doing, they had a great teacher.
Yeah.
So, I mean, personally, I think probably in the future it'll probably like towards the end of the show, it'll probably end with like the Human Gears either making their own like country or city somewhere, or they're going to bounce and leave the planet. Because I don't think there's a way for them to coexist. Because one life, one race is just immortal, can process anything super quick, can transfer their essence to other beings, and then the other are humans. So like, I don't think we're going to be able to compete, and so I think it's going to come down to 0-1's going to have to lead them to some sort of promised land away from humans. I don't think it's going to work out together.
like Amazon.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Like Amazon. Yeah.
They could not work together. That was not going to work. Like
100% never going to work.
Can't we live together? It's like, okay, well, we want to live,
but I want to eat you.
Want to eat me to live? And they're like, yeah, I don't get what the problem is, you know. But I don't know.
I think if we look at it, I mean, you guys saw Horby's reaction, or at least his response to just that tail end of the episode. Like, there's still that light at the end of the tunnel from what he's experiencing so far. So
true.
It could work out.
I'm having bad feelings about Horby, like especially with the new scans showing like a new writer, and they're focusing on him a lot. Those are red flags for me.
Well, the good thing about him being a machine is that they can just pop in a flash drive and copy his files. So
yeah, you just need the progress key for him.
Exactly. Which I love the progress keys so much.
Yeah,
they're so freaking cool.
the little click.
Just like with the bottles, that tap 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 tap.
Yeah,
something so satisfying about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Flip that key.
Oh man. So do you guys have any interesting theories about 0-1 going forward? Because I had one that me and AJ talked about in Chicago that was proven to be right. So I was pretty proud of myself. I want to see if you guys have any thoughts coming forward.
So I've got one. My theory for Mitsubojin is they're gonna sort of work together, and then I think you're gonna see a split because I forget the guy's name that just got a body back. Since he's all about the will of the arc,
Ikazuchi or something.
Yeah, Ikazuchi. He's all about the will of the arc, and Jin's kind of like, no, I want us and our will. He's less concerned with the arc. Hirobi's kind of on the fence, and Naki's starting to actually fully awaken. So I'm hoping we'll get like an episode where they're all together and they're tough, and 0-1 can't stop them, Guy can't stop them, but then the fracture within, because that strife of like, I don't want to be the human slaves, but I don't want to be a slave to the arc either.
Right.
So I'm hoping we get that strife point and it starts to like really shift and put everybody in different positions.
Right. By the way, though, Ikazuchi, when that man came out in like a leather jacket after he got recreated, like he just stepped out. He's like, "Yeah, I'm clearly the coolest one here." Like he
is the coolest one there.
I would have been like, "Gaim."
Yeah.
I mean, he was the dodo rider. I mean,
right.
Clearly the coolest one of them all.
Oh yeah, definitely. I saw that meme you posted, Anthony. I think it was you with all four Metsubo Jinrai wearing the hats from the coffin, the funeral meme.
Oh,
yeah.
That was good. That was good.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know who they're gonna kill first, but they're gonna kill somebody.
Oh, somebody's going to.
It's the four horsemen or four riders.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I do hope Naki gets to become a writer. I really do.
Well, see if it's a chance for another figure, another belt. Like, of course. Like,
I might just buy that figure and belt.
They know we're going to. Like, they got us. So, Anthony, any theories going forward?
Let's see. I feel like that. I mean, we spoke about it like way back when, but Guy's plan about taking away all the human gears, no more human gears, they're all bad. And then there being like that one episode when Aruto says, "All right, here's all the data, the hidden data. Take it, and let's help the human gears." And then it goes all bad. And then you see Guy in the background. I told you, I told you. This is why I was shutting you down to prevent all of this.
Right.
Yeah, like preventing the apocalypse for humanity. I feel like Guy has. I mean, he has been a pretty, pretty negative type character towards Aruto. But I feel
Right.
like there is a reason to it. I don't think he's just doing it just for the sake of business. I feel like
Right.
he's doing it for the sake of humanity itself.
Right. What if
There's
he's
a method
time?
to his madness.
No. What if he's time traveled, which is why he stays young, and he's seen the future, and he's like, nah. He's like, nah, not today.
Time travel.
I mean, hey, he hasn't aged at all. He's either a human gear or he's time traveled. So, what about you, Ken? Any other thoughts on future stuff?
Well, so I was briefly bringing up to you guys the other day. Fuwa never got the assault key back, right?
Yeah.
So what we were talking about before, because Naki and Fuwa were together for the longest while, what if she takes over the assault key and makes it her own at that point?
That'd be interesting. So there'd be an assault and there'd be Rampage, Vulcan.
Right.
That'd be cool. That'd be really nice.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, it'd be pretty exciting.
Then we would have
Alright.
the makings of a wolf pack.
Oh, all right.
Well, because either that, if it's not going to be the assault key, then unless she makes use of Jackal's key, since Yaiba came back with full on.
Well, see, I would like to see Yaiba use the Jackal key and a Shot Riser and see if it gives her like a more Kamen Rider looking armor as opposed to her clearly villain form.
It's such a good form, though.
It's a good form,
good.
but I want to see it more of a Kamen Rider point of view because now she's back to being a good guy. So
I demand a figure for this.
Steve,
No.
Shimashi, get on it.
Believe me, I do a lot of requesting, and they look at me with that. Oh no, here it comes again, and it's like, yes, again.
Yeah.
But who do you think Kamen Rider Arc is going to be?
I personally think it's Hirobi in a sense. Like I said, I think they're putting flags on him, and he's starting to realize stuff. Like he's starting to be like that sentient, and he's starting to choose. But what if the arc doesn't want that? I was like, no, you can't have that. So I'm just gonna possess you at this point.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm leaning towards that, but I think it's the other guy's name I can't remember is gonna hand him over to the arc because he's gonna realize. Yeah, because he's gonna realize Hirobi's not gonna play ball the way he wants to. So
Yeah.
let me hardwire him into the arc so the arc can force him.
Yeah.
Of course, it could also be a thing that maybe the arc when it remade him already
Mhm.
with that driver on hand. He's already going to be arc.
Potentially this.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I like that.
Because the arc could probably sense, okay, these guys are already starting to have their own will. When I make it this new guy, I'm just going to build him from the ground up to do what I want him to do. That'd be smart.
Yeah.
That's that 4D chess. So now, AJ, do you want to tell the good folks out there about that awesome theory of mine that was proven to be 100% correct?
So in Chicago, we were having some pizza over dinner, and we were talking about how Fuwa and his ability to turn pretty much into a writer. It was like, hey, he didn't they put rules on how to become one? So how can he? And what is it? David was giving his theory, obviously 100% correct, and we were throwing out ideas, and we were pretty much on that ball for it.
Yeah, the whole twist of if you're not caught up, then I don't know what you're doing watching this. You're not caught up, but the whole because at first we were debating whether or not what is he a human gear, know, and I was like, well, no, we saw his when he was in the hospital, they would have noticed something. Also, he bleeds, so he's probably not a human gear. But I was like, but he doesn't need to be a machine to be a human gear. He can all he needs is a chip in his head. And it could be an AI program. And I won't say who, they're not on the stream, but they were at that table. They're like, nah, that wouldn't work. And then it happened. And what happened, I was like, in my house, I was like, yo, nailed it. God, vindication. I felt great.
Also, his past was a lie too. So it's like
Yeah.
at this point, like we were just like, okay, well, we threw that out the window. Like that was a lie.
At this point, I'm feeling the
Yeah.
whole show is a simulation within a simulation.
Oh,
Which I'm wondering how they're gonna recover from that whole like, oh yeah, if it was past, never happened. Because I mean, I think that was
I
one
still
of
want
the
to hear
things
it.
I really. Yeah. Well, I want to know what his past was, but then again, like I'm fearful of it because I thought it was really interesting how his motive in the beginning was, because of what the human gears did to me. I'm going to. I'm gonna beat all the human gears. I'm going to,
Right.
destroy all of them. But now
Hey.
you learn that it's all fake, right?
Plot twist.
It's all fake.
Plot twist. So it's a fake background that guy gave him to motivate him to fight against human gears, right? What if the memories he had aren't fake memories? They're Guy's memories. Because he figured if it motivated me, it'll motivate you.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be
Nice
cool.
spicy twist.
And that's
Yeah.
maybe be how they like bridge the gap between him being a bad guy and a good guy. Like, oh, I can see how you would think that because those memories suck. Like
they're scary.
Yeah. So I mean, hey, because Guy, I mean, I don't see him as being a writer. So if he's giving him, this guy, a backstory, give him yours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All according to Saya. So
To be fair, in even the beginning of the series, I expected the vice president to do some stuff, but he's just been that like the goofy guy. I was like, man, okay, so we'll probably get a couple episodes of this guy trying to ruin Naruto for a little bit.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, they threw that. They tricked me on that one.
Well, I mean, also, I think he realized he didn't want to be a Kamen Rider. He's like, I have to go fight things that explode and shoot lasers. Nah, son, I'm gonna be the vice president.
I will admit, he's been a fun character though for a side character. Like I think the firefighter episode, and he was trapped in the building.
Yeah,
and he was like, "Oh shoot, it really is on fire." Oh,
we're going to die.
Dude, honestly though, I can see at the end, I can see Aruto at the end of the show, like, stepping down from being a president because he's got other, more important things to do. I can see him promoting that guy at the very end, like, because after he's like maybe like complete his evolution as a character, I can see the vice president guy finally getting to be the president at the very end.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, but he has to go through some more things first, though.
I did like him and the assistant. How you got with the movie. How they're completely different, but they're still involved in the thick of things.
Yeah.
And when you get to see that contrast, like it's just, I don't know, it just really made the character that much more enjoyable.
Yeah. Definitely, he's definitely been growing on me. So, but yeah, guys, 01 so far has just been great. And for me, this has been my first live series. It's definitely setting the bar pretty high.
It really gets to you, doesn't it? Like just waiting a week, having to just wait.
I hate it.
Knowing, yeah, it's a terrible feeling, but it's such a good feeling. It's both.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Actually, I love sometimes when I'll forget to watch it on a day or something because like we're at a con, and then the next week I have 2 episodes to watch back to back. I'm like, yo, look at that hour of Kamen Rider. So, but no, I love it, and I'm glad that we're getting more and more 01 stuff. I know the SHFs are finally starting to go out. So thank you everybody for waiting. 01.
Yes, thank you for your patience, everybody.
Anything soon if it make you feel better. I ordered one and I don't have one right now. It's still sitting in the warehouse somewhere.
I ordered one and I have one.
Yo, how?
It looks so nice of a figure. I love that figure.
Thanks, AJ. Thanks for that. Let's go ahead and rub that in a little bit.
The people from the show era, they helped me. Right. Those old time villains, they found a way to help me.
The old time villains, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm pretty hyped for anything 01 has to bring. Before we wrap it up, though, guys, I just wanted to bring up, we do have our Team Rider page. During these times, if you guys want to shop for some 01 stuff or just anything Kamen Rider, we have our awesome retailers here, our partners right here, and we do have some belts available on our site as well. So if you maybe missed out on any of these, just feel free to go over there and check it out. But yeah, guys, thank you guys for joining the stream. This has been fun. Thank you to our movie writer for coming on, and hopefully you guys will be seeing him more and more as we get along with this. And guys, let us know if there's any other topics you want to see us talk about. Because we have nothing but time right now. We're not
You're supposed to press the Zeo belt. Should put rider time.
Like, so, I'm supposed to go to the future to when this is all over, so I can go get Korean barbecue again.
I do make Korean barbecue.
Yeah. That's it for this video, guys. Until next time, we've been Team Rider plus one other guy, and we'll see you later.
Take care, everybody.
Later, guys.
Goodbye.
What?
I